Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Today we're going to be reviewing Night Eyes 3, the third out of 4 of the popular erotic thriller franchise from the 90s. Night Eyes 1 and 2 have become by far my most viewed videos on YouTube, and I appreciate you guys for making that happen. Right now we're about 1,400 views for each one. I'm sure it's going to go up. I hope it's going to go up, but I appreciate it very much. But I've been getting a lot of emails and posts and messages asking me to review the rest of the series. So with it being an awesome erotic thriller series, and with Andrew Stevens being by far my number one homeboy, my number one favorite actor, I figured that's an awesome series. Let's revisit it. Let's do it. So if you guys don't remember or have never heard of it, Night Eyes, that's Night Eyes 1, it's from 1990. And it's a pretty cool premise. It's Andrew Stevens stars with the first one with Tanya Roberts, and he plays a security expert who basically gets entwined in a whole bunch of situations. I don't want to bring everything up, but there's other videos that I've done talking about the other installments, so go check those out as well. But he managed to get 4 installments out of this so far. Again, I never call a series dead. I always call things on hiatus or paused or whatever, because there's always possible it could be rebooted, it could be sequelized, it can come back in some kind of a form. So Night Eyes 1 came out in 1990, pretty awesome. I thought it was the definitive erotic thriller. It had everything that people wanted. It was action-packed, it was well-written, well-acted, well produced, high production values on it, surprisingly, for that kind of a film, and it was a really good movie. And it didn't think it would get much better. Usually the sequels, people think sequels start puttering out by then, after the first film. But Night Eyes 2, which I also reviewed on YouTube as we just discussed, Night Eyes 2 came along, and one was almost perfect for an erotic thriller. I mean, you could find fault with it as a film, but as an erotic thriller, it delivered exactly what it wanted to do. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10 at the time, but Night Eyes 2 was a 10 out of 10. It was just great. It just continued the story. It deepened everything, deepened the whole, I don't want to say mythology, but essentially it is kind of a mythology. Everything's going on and on. With Will Griffith, again, by Andrew Stevens. And this introduced him with Shannon Tweed, with them working together. And they have by far the greatest chemistry I've ever seen on camera, ever. They're amazing, the two of them. There's natural, there's a chemistry, there's an intensity. You can feel the electric between them. You can just feel it, and it comes across in this film very well. Surprisingly well written, well layered, and everything else. And this pretty much was the definitive erotic thriller. Again, Night Eyes 2. I gave this a 10 out of 10 at the time, and I wouldn't change that at all. For an erotic thriller, it did exactly what it wanted to do. And again, it just kept that level of quality very high up, which a lot of erotic thrillers, most erotic thrillers, admittedly, don't have. They teeter on sleaziness or cheapness or exploitative, or of an exploitative nature and everything. This really did not. I mean, it managed to deliver everything without being that way. So Night Eyes 2 I thought was going to be the peak. I thought it was going to peak out there. However, we got in 1993, which we're going to be reviewing today, Night Eyes 3. And Night Eyes 3 was, there's the back of it, I don't know what you can see there. Between Night Eyes 2 and Night Eyes 3, I believe that the Night Eyes series is the Murder, She Wrote of softcore thrillers. They're very, very well written. There's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of red herring going on. There's a lot of misdirection. They're very, very layered. And I'm going to go ahead and say it early, because I usually save my review for the end, but Night Eyes 3, I'm also going to put up there a 10 out of 10. The 2 and 3 are equally as good. What's odd about it is the fact that they just seem to be... This is so well layered and so well balanced between secondary characters, secondary storylines, and everything else, that even the best Hollywood wide-released film, like theatrically released film, would be hard pressed to find a better story. Would be hard pressed to find a better written story. I'm very impressed with how everything is expertly juggled from beginning to end. And again, that's a testament to quite a few people. But Andrew Stevens was directing this. He wrote the screenplay for this as well, with assistance. But it's extremely well written, extremely well layered. It's an intelligent film. It doesn't seem to have necessarily as much of this skin as the other ones throughout. It has generally one long segment in about the middle of the film. There's a few little things here and there, but one long segment in the middle of the film is pretty much where this film delivers in the erotic thriller, the erotic skin area. It's classy, it's handled well. Again, Andrew Stevens and Shannon Tweed are a national treasure, especially for direct-to-video. They just are. Together, they are absolutely amazing. And what's really interesting with Night Eyes 2 and 3 is that there's a lot of films that they bring back the same character and it's played by a different actor or an actress. I can't stand that. I hate when that happens. It takes me out of the movie. I'm like, that's not that person, that's not whatever. This is almost a reverse of that. It brings back the same actress, Shannon Tweed, playing a completely different actress, playing a completely different character. Will Griffith is still played by Andrew Stevens, and there's still a continuity of a storyline going, pretty much. There's a few lapses in continuity, but overall it's a nice progression from the first Night Eyes through the fourth one, which we're going to get to on another review. But she plays a different character altogether, and it's believable. It works. It's just genuine. Everything about it is genuine. I can't say enough stuff good about this film. I think that Andrew Stevens and Shannon Tweed are very accomplished actors, and it really comes through. It came through in the second one as well with the two of them. It allowed Shannon Tweed to really step up and come out there and really start putting her out there as she's been known as obviously one of the erotic queens of direct-to-video and direct-to-DVD thrillers of mostly the 90s, even some of the 80s, and maybe early 2000s, maybe. But she totally is a very, very good actress, and she shows it here. She has range, emotion. She's got a vulnerability, a likability, an almost innocence about her, but then again, she's got that other side. These films are very polished, and 2 and 3, I just don't know which is better. They go hand in hand with each other, which is why I keep bringing up 2 and 3 in this review, although the review is for part 3. Shannon Tweed's sister is in here. She does okay. She doesn't have a very big role, but it's good to see her in there. It's kind of interesting. A lot of fun for that. And it delivers. It's got all the it's got all the stuff that you come to expect from these movies. It's got TNA, but it's done tastefully. It's really handled very well. And what was really, really remarkable in watching this film, and I'm not overselling it at all, watch the story, watch the layers in play here. Almost every layer, almost every secondary story or character, almost every one works well in this film. Almost everyone. Almost everything and almost everyone. Not quite, you'll see what I mean. But pretty much juggling what they have so successfully and maintaining such a high quality level of filmmaking is a wonder, especially for a third entry of a direct-to-video franchise. It's staggering how good it is. So I don't know what else I can say about this film. Check it out. I don't want to ruin anything about it other than the fact that it's Shannon Tweed and Andrew Stevens, and that's all you really need to know. It doesn't get much better than that, and it's handled intelligently with respect for its audience. It respects that most people are probably watching it thinking it's a TNA flick, and it said, you know what? We're going to one-up it. We're going to better that. We're going to give more to you than you're demanding from this film, that you're expecting from this film. I think you'll appreciate the difference from a lot of those countless other types of similar films that came out around the same time. Night Eyes is just head and shoulders above everything. And 2 and 3 really show this. And I think this is where it came into its own with 2, and then it just kind of expanded on that 3. 3 may actually be a little bit better than 2, but they're damn near perfect, both of them. And 1 is just under those 2 of those. Alright? So, guys, that's all I have for you today on this review. I just keep going on and on about Night Eyes 3, but it's a really good series. Surprisingly, if you think it's just a TNA series and you're going to quickly dismiss it, it will deliver all that stuff, but there's a lot more in play here. Don't watch it with the kids, but you'll be surprised. If you're looking for more, you'll get a lot more here. You'll get quality, intelligence, depth, originality, surprises, and very good filmmaking, skilled acting. Very impressive. So 10 out of 10 for Night Eyes 3. And tune in. We're going to be checking out Night Eyes 4, Fatal Passion as well, the next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day.